Good morning for those who don't know me. My name is Katino Harris. I was born in Chicago on the Northwest Side in the Huey Horny Project. I've been talking about my PTSD issue, about what it have done to my life, and the battles that I am overcoming with the issue. So, back to when my mother was murdered, and we went to go live with my grandfather and his wife. You know, it was good that we was together, but we were still having issues within ourselves because our mother death. You know, we got to go move to South Carolina for a year, but we had issues because of we didn't know how to act around people. Me personally, I was bad, so my grandparents couldn't handle us. They was old, so we had to move back to Chicago, came to the suburbs out in DuPage County. Been living out here ever since, you know. And it's been a good ride. It's been a good thing out here for me. It's better than the city, better for me to raise my kids out here. It's a good environment. But the only thing they missing is a father. And when I say a father, I mean a healthy father. I haven't been there mentally because of the issues I have been battling. I give my kids everything. I give them the world. I'm not a bad father. My kids will tell you that. I love them utmost. I love their mother utmost. That's why I hope one day we can fix our family and bring it back stronger. But God needs to work in my life and do things in my life. Because PTSD is real. Now, mind you, I let you guys know I've been into the penitentiary. I was facing 60 years in the penitentiary at the age of 19. End up doing 4 years. Coming home to my beautiful wife, Sakina, who is now. Came home to her. She held me down. Didn't have a job, didn't have nothing, didn't have a pot to piss in when I came home. So it was like, what do? I don't know what to do. I'm lost out here, but I do know I didn't want to live that life of going back to the penitentiary again or going to the streets. So I came back in, came back out to the environment. When I got my license, did all of that good stuff. Then got myself in school. I didn't graduate high school. I dropped out my 12th grade year because I wasn't feeling it. Didn't have the right guidance that I needed in my life at the time. So I dropped out my 12th grade year. Ended up going back to school after I got out of jail and stuff. I realized how smart I was in jail. I was told for a long time that I was stupid, I'm dumb, I'm not gonna be nothing in life, and all that. So I took that and ran with it like I was stupid. I knew I was smart, but not smart like that. I didn't know I was book smart. So for so long I played dumb. Even though I didn't know half the stuff, but I wasn't dumb. It just needed to be taught to me. So I found out in jail how smart I was. Old guy told me to sit down, relax, go to school and learn, man. I worked out and went to school every day. Came home, went to school, did all that, got my high school diploma, and was like, found out my kid's mother was pregnant at the time when I was gonna have my first child at the age of 22. So now I'm really like, what I finna do? How I finna support them, man? I didn't even know how I was finna support my family. So I got a job making $9 an hour. Mind you, I'm 22 making $9 an hour. So I'm like, how am I survive making $9 an hour to support my family? So what I do is I'm working at a car dealership as a porter during this time, making $9 an hour. I'm like, I'm finna go back to school. I love working with my hands. I love fixing things. I saw the type of money my older brother was making as HVAC, as an appliance repair technician. So I'm like, man, I'm gonna go back to school. I'm gonna go do HVAC. So I went to go to school, do HVAC. It was man, mind you, they didn't want to let me in because of my felony. So I ended up getting a blessing. God bless me to get up in school to be able to make something of myself. So I'm going to school. I'm there every day. Coming home studying, smoking, studying, doing my work. I'm not saying I was the smartest one up in there, because I wasn't. Yeah, I struggled up in school trying to get my license HVAC, but God knows I did it because I stayed consistent of what I was doing. I had a woman and I had a child that needed me to stay consistent, that for me to be something in life. So I did that and everything. So I'm like, oh yeah. So I'm going. And when I graduate from HVAC, the crazy thing is the guy walked across the stage and was like, we got a young man up in here. It was a battle. Had a felony on him, came through here and overcame everything that was thrown his way. But nobody knew who he was talking about. But I knew who he was talking about. He was talking about me. I never gave up and I kept pushing because I knew I'm destined to be something in my life. I know I'm destined for greatness. I just need God to finish working out the little things that I'm going through. So, go to school for HVAC. So I graduate and everything. Still don't. Still can't get a job, man, because of my felony. So I'm like, what I finna do? Yeah, I got placed with a little job at the school making $12 an hour. I learned how to braid real good. And if people don't know what braiding is, it's a torch, and you got solder, and you braiding a pipe and tube together like for plumbing. So I learned how to solder real good because they gave me a job making $12 an hour. So I'm like, okay, I'm making $12 an hour now. That's still, what is that really finna do for me? That still ain't doing nothing, man. So I'm like, man, look, I need to go back to what I know best. Mind you, I know it wasn't the best thing for me, but at the time I needed it. I needed to make money. So what did I do? The best thing I knew how to do was go back to selling drugs. So I met a lot more people in jail. I met some new connects and stuff. So I hit my people up, got back to selling drugs. And mind you, I'm rolling into money now. Rolling. To a point, I quit my job like a fool. Quit my job because I think this is the ends to it all right here. I got it now. I'm making it. I don't need no job. Not knowing we all need a job. Y'all be able to take care of ourselves or create a company or something, do something. So I'm selling all these drugs and stuff, staying up. Man, I still got my son. Now, I'm paying them damn that $1,000 an ounce for some cocaine, but it was that good shit. It was that Caribbean Butte. You understand? When you getting that pure stuff, you're going to pay for it. So, doing this, I'm slinging it. Had a little homie of mine acting like, you ever tried cocaine before? I'm like, nah, bro, I got other people to try cocaine. He like, try it. So I tried my own supply, y'all. Like everybody say, it's the motherfucking dumbest thing to do is try your own supply. So I tried my own supply. So mind you, I went from selling drugs to using my own shit now. Now I'm like, oh, hell no. So I'm got to give them a connect, got bumped. Then I hear I finna get raided. So I'm like, no, I can't go back down. I'm going to lose everything that I done tried to build. So stop doing that. Like, you know, you got to get your shit right. You got to get your life in order, bro. So, y'all, I'm still going through this. Still battling the fact that my mother was murdered. They never found her. Did none of that. Never found who murdered my mother. I'm starting hearing rumors that my father had murdered my mother. But everybody know, he even knew if I ever got a wink of anything, a whiff, I would have came for him. But my father didn't do that, and I get tired of people saying that. This man's the only parent I got left, and I love this man to death. He has been in my corner. But back to what I was doing. I told y'all I'm a ramble, y'all, so y'all just got to stay with me, though. I'm sorry about that, folks. So, I'm doing all that. I stopped selling drugs. Still can't find a job, though, like that. Everywhere I go, people turning me down. My felony coming up. Man, I'm striving, man. I'm striving. Now, mind you, I'm steady having battles with my son's mother, with my kid's mother and everything because, like I told you, I never had a father to show me how to be a man. I'm cheating on her. I'm hurting her, somebody who truly do love me. Because I don't know what love is. I never saw a healthy relationship. Never saw none of that. Something that I truly want in my life. And God knows, I know he going to bless me one day with that with my life, either with my wife or with somebody he knows that he blessed me with. God knows, I hope it is my wife. But, you know, so I'm going through all that. Now we have a second child, my little daughter, Cree. Now I'm really like, what I finna do? What am I finna do, people? Nobody understand this. Now I'm really stressing. As a black man with a felony, I'm barely making no income every time we moving every year. I'm tired of this. I'm stressing. So I'm looking for every out possible. What out do I do? Instead of manning up, I cheat on her. I go look for it. I have to think I'm finna go find something else better. They make it seem like the grass is green on the other side. The grass is never green on the other side. People, I'm here to tell you. Because the woman who truly loved me would still have my back. Love my dirty draws. Who I hurt. Doing all the struggles. Being with me since I was down and out. Been there with me. But no, because of my PTSD issue, don't know how to love and doing all that stuff, never in the environments I've been through. I'm hurting people that do love me, pushing people out of my life. So, I'm still struggling, y'all. Now I'm like, I'm going to go sell some weed. Hit my connect up out of state. Like, look, bro, I need some help. Start paying, getting them things hit to me. Getting them units dropped off. Yeah, here, man, I got to do something. Back into the drug game again. Here I go. But the crazy thing is, I was a welder. I ain't even go to school for welding. I Googled and learned how to weld. And started making $16 an hour, y'all. Learning how to do welding. Man, look, I had to fake it till I make it, and I taught myself. Then I had people that was teaching me, like, man, this how you do it. This how you whip it and everything. So I'm like, oh, snaps. Learn how to do welding, y'all. So I'm doing that. I'm like, this ain't me, man. I'm steady coming home. This black stuff in my nose, blowing it out and stuff. Clothes burnt up, burnt marks on my stuff. You know, I'm like, oh, no. Can't do that. I went to school for HVAC, man. I need to get into my field. But mind you, only reason I was able to come to be a welder, because they hire felons. I still got a felony on me. So I couldn't get up in there. So I'm like, man, let me get up in here, man. I got to do something to get him a felony. So by the grace of God, I was able to get a job as a maintenance technician at an apartment complex, making $16 an hour. Same thing I was just making, y'all. But it was doing what I went to school for. Now I'm learning how to do HVAC. I'm learning how to do hot water tanks. So I'm learning all this stuff. I'm doing this now. It still ain't enough, though. It still ain't enough to take care of my family. We still ain't really living. Yeah, we living paycheck to paycheck, but we ain't living. We ain't able to live comfortable. We ain't able to do none of that. Barely had to go shopping. Barely had to go food, get my son stuff. So I'm trying to pinch, how y'all say it? Pay Peter and Rob Paul. How it go? Don't get me wrong. I don't know how it go. You know what I'm saying? People gonna look at me and laugh about that, though. I already know about it. They gonna be like, this motherfucker slow as hell. I'm dumb. Hell no, y'all. I forgot to say it go, though, but it is what it is, though. But, so I'm study going through trying to figure out how we gonna feed my family at times and stuff, pay bills and stuff, you know, study late on rent, getting 5-day notices and stuff. I'm frustrated, I'm angry. But I'm study trying to maintain my dignity, man, my sanity, man. For my kids, man, to be something different, man. The least change the cycles, man. We have to change cycles, man. And that's what I'm trying to do, man, in my life. I'll break all these chains, man. Generational curses and stuff, man. I want to be the first successful one in my family to have a successful marriage until we old with my wife, man. And my kids be like, yeah, I still with my wife, with my kids, man. You know what I'm saying? We happy. You know, we got God in our life. We raising them healthy, man. You know what I'm saying? Even though we had our bumps in this road, but we came out strong. I want to be one of those black successful marriages like that, you know? But I know in due time, God will make it do what it do. So, as with that, you know what I'm saying, I'm study going through that at the apartment complex. So mind you now, I'm not able to pay my landlord where we was living. So by the grace of God, like I said, I'm working at an apartment complex. So now we moved to an apartment complex. We doing that, y'all. We living there while I'm working there. But also, I had created my own company doing appliance repair, as my older brother did. So I'm making good money doing appliance repair. More than I was doing drug money, just as much the same. So I'm like, oh, man, you know, so one day I woke up when I'm feeling it. I'm like, oh, shit, I'm just going to quit my job. This is my cycle, y'all. I get angry or get in the mood and be like, I'm just going to quit my job, y'all. For what? For what? Who I'm hurting? I'm hurting my family when it comes down to it, y'all. But not knowing what, I'm hurting myself too, y'all. Because the thing is always just going to keep the domino effect. I'll just keep rolling downhill. So I'm doing all this. Get other jobs and stuff. Doing all that. But I kept pushing. Kept pushing. God knows I kept pushing. So one day, I applied for a job. And I get it at a school, y'all. A blessing. Now I'm making 20-something an hour, y'all. 21 an hour. Get a blessing, y'all. Get a blessing. Now, this is when I finally kicked in gear, y'all. I am 30 years old at the time. 30 years old. I'm making $21 an hour now, y'all. 30 years old. God knows I was happy. Because now it's like a little more moving. God bless me a little more. So now I'm working up. That's when I realized I wanted to do stuff like this, talk. I want to go around helping people instead of hurting people. But yet, I always felt I had to be right before I can come talk to people about my life, y'all. About what I've been through, the struggles that I went through, y'all. Because y'all really got to understand the struggles. Coming from the projects, a crackhead mother, father never around like that, it struggles. Then your mother being murdered and not having people that really love y'all, it struggles. You never know what love really felt like that. But now I was learning what love felt like by a woman who truly did love me, but I pushed her away. I hurt my kids in the process too, by doing stuff with their mother. You know, how's that supposed to work, y'all? You can't, it ain't gonna happen like that. But God knows. I know he got a bigger plan for me. Because if he didn't, I still won't be alive today because the people thought I supposed to been dead. So, now back to the school, y'all. I'm working for the high school, doing that. I'm realizing that I want to help and talk to younger kids now. And help them and understand that anything is possible because look at me. I am living proof. I still have a felony. I'm working at a school right now. I'm making things of myself. I'm striving. Now I'm looking at things different. Now I'm like, oh, I'm finna go to college, y'all. Let me go see y'all how this finna do. So y'all, man, y'all, never been to college a day in my life. Never thought I was smart enough to go to college. I so happened one day, make up my mind and go take a placement test at the College of DuPage, y'all. Do you know my dumb ass? Know what I scored, y'all? I scored 90s on my placement test. So who the motherfucking dummy now, y'all? You see how smart when you really put your mind to it? How smart you really is when somebody really do believe in you? Because I did have people believe in me, telling me I can do it, and I know I can do it. And I just went up in there. My wife was joking. She was like, Tino, I know you cheated. I'm like, how can you cheat? They got cameras pointing right down up on you, so you can't cheat. So, you know what I'm saying? She was happy for me, and I was happy for myself because I know I did it. I'm proud, y'all, because I know I did it. So now I'm still got this felony issue, y'all. So I'm working and stuff. Now, mind you, I'm like, man, I'm me trying to do what I'm trying to do in my life. I'm like, I know God got something bigger for me, man. This ain't it, man. I want to be able to help people, y'all. I want to do something different. So I'm still trying to issue. So I'm like, okay. I'm like, man, I can try to get this felony out for me. Now, mind you, it's been 12 years that I still got this felony on me. I've been fighting, study getting denied. So I'm like, I get a lawyer, hire a lawyer and everything. Like, man, I'm finna go on here and check this felony. So we go to court. We doing all of that, y'all. So I'm like, all right. We go up in there. My wife go with me and stuff. Now, y'all, I got a lawyer. This mug ain't speaking right. The judge, like, you know what I'm saying? I've been to college. I'm in college right now. I got an HVAC degree. So the state's attorney, you know what I'm saying? Black lady looking at it and everything. The judge, like, you know what I'm saying? Ain't been long enough. She like, it has. So my lawyer ain't say nothing. So the judge, like, he not finna expunge my background. The state's attorney tell him, mind y'all, the state's attorney. When do y'all know a state's attorney gonna help y'all? State's attorneys that have put us away and not help us. Black lady was like, nah, I think he need to continue it. She pulled me aside. Bring your stuff to court next month. We finna make something happen. You finna get this expunged. Ain't God good, y'all? Ain't God good? So I go back to court a month later. He act like he wasn't finna do it. I hand out my paperwork. I show him my college stuff. Man, you was a white state's attorney in there. Look at my college transcripts, right? Look like, you know, I passed English 1101. Ain't no dummy. So then she look at speech. Oh, you failed speech. Oh, no, don't look and say I failed speech because I ain't failed speech because I can't speak. I failed speech because I stopped going because I was going through personal issues in my life. So I stopped going to class like that. I had a B in speech because I know I'm smart. I know how to talk. I know how to articulate very well, people. I can hold conversations with the best of them out there, people. But she look at that. The judge look at me, I look at her, I say, huh? The judge look, you know, he a black man, but he still got to do a job. He look. I say, you know, he gave her that look. So she started trying to go. He said, you know what? Your record is expunged. Do y'all hear me? Ain't God good? Ain't God good? After 12 years with a felony on me, what did God do? What did God do? He expunged my background, y'all. So I have no felony. So I'm free as a black man to get a job as I want to and start my career. So what I started doing, I applied for a hospital. And what did God do? He gave me the position. I started making $25 an hour, y'all. Learning hospital work. So I'm looking like, oh man, what's this? I want to be an engineer. So they like, an engineer? I'm like, yeah, stationary engineer. They like, man, I'm being told, man, you can never get that. You ain't gonna pass that certification. So I'm like, what? Who you talking to? You know who I am? Because you think I put my mind to? I do. But what I haven't done is fix my life to make sure that my family stays strong. As a black man, we have to. We have to fix ourselves to make sure our family stays strong. Because I'm tired of all these broken black homes. That's the downstruck of what they want. Broken black homes, and I'm tired of it. But I'm creating one myself, a broken black home. Because why? I wasn't taught how to keep a stable, strong black home. But I'm learning it, And I'm getting brothers in my corner who's helping me learn it, who's going to get me through this and keep God in my life to pray and pray every day and never give up on God, because I used to backslide and give up on God like it's me doing this, like it's me making moves like this. My dog always want to come because he feel like I'm doing something, so he want to come be up under me, y'all. Look at my dog, this Venom right here. He just want to be up under me because he know he feel my pain at times, man. You know what I'm saying? It's the love, man, right here. My baby right here, man, because right now, he all I got right now till God put my family back in my life because of the mistakes I may have made in my life. But God is good, though, because what he do, he removed that felony off me. Started working for a hospital, doing all that. Blessings, man. Blessings on top of blessings. Now I'm like, oh, snap. I feel try to get my credit right so I can get me a house for my family and everything. Now I'm still going to school and everything, y'all. Going to school. I'm in college. I'm in college for a bachelor's, y'all. For a bachelor's degree. So imagine I'm making 40,000 a year and anything 50. So I'm like, oh, no, that ain't it, man. I'm like, man, I want to be an engineer. So I started studying to be an engineer. So I go take my license exam. The first time, I fail. I'm real down and depressed. Like, man, you know what I'm saying? I can't do this right here, y'all. I'm depressed, man. How did I fail, man? So I'm like, man, I go again because you get 3 chances. I'm like, go again, man. I got this, man. Now I hit the books hard. Now I realize what I'm doing wrong. What I was doing wrong, I didn't know how to study properly. So now I'm like, I got to learn how to study properly. So what I started doing is highlighting everything that I was learning. So as I'm reading the book and taking notes, I'm highlighting. So that was the best thing. That's what I did. I started highlighting everything that I was learning. So I'm like, all right, I got that now. So I went and took that test the second time, y'all. And guess what I did? I passed it. I got my license as a stationary engineer. So I'm like, cool, biz. So now, I'm still a maintenance mechanic at the hospital. So now I'm trying to become a stationary engineer. Mind y'all now, when I got my license, I was told at one position that I'd become a stationary engineer. You know what I'm saying? We breed in-house. So I'm like, cool, we breed in-house, you know? That's cool with me. That's cool business, you know? I'm with that. So I'm trying to move up in-house. So that didn't work because, you know, as we know in today's world, we still battle with racism. And that's a no-no in this world because I teach my kids color don't matter. It's about how somebody treats y'all. And how can I preach when I treat people wrong at times? So I have to be an example and a role model to show them no matter what somebody do to me or say to me, I still show love and kindness. That's it, because that's what God's want. That's what's wrong with this world now. We're not having enough love in this world. We're not teaching our kids love. But I do teach mine no matter what I've been through. I make sure they know love, but I don't want nobody to put their hands on them and think they're just some push-ups. They do got uncles, they do got a daddy like me. And I will make sure I'm there for my kids at all costs. But God did bless me. So now I'm making 50,000, y'all tell you. So now I'm like, I'm finna get this stationary, so I didn't get that. So I applied for another position at a different hospital. I getting turned down, study getting turned down, you gonna get enough experience. Don't got experience. I'm like, man, what I supposed to get experience then? If y'all don't give me the experience. So, just so happened, I get a position where I'm able to get in a union, where I've been trying to get in. So I'm like, cool, biz. But I ain't making that engineer money. Well, they making that 80, 90,000 a year. I'm like, man, I want that. And how I become an engineer and I'm still not even making that yet. These moms making hundreds and stuff. They living good, nice houses and stuff. Families living good. They ain't worrying about it. So I'm like, cool, biz. So now, I'm study doing that, put my time in. Mind y'all, I didn't have my driver's license yet. So I lost my driver's license with a DUI 10 years ago. I was struggling with that issue, everybody. You know what I'm saying? Going through that. So I had to study getting turned down because of jobs, because of that. Now, imagine background clean now. So there's nothing wrong with the background. It's just the part when it comes to the driver's license now, you know? So now I'm doing all of that. And so now all that's in play. So I'm like, cool, man. So I applied for a position. Paying me 80,000 a year, what I've been trying to get, y'all. And I ain't even graduate college yet. I'm like, cool. And I'm still trying to get my city of Chicago stationary engineer license in the process to make that 100,000 or more, y'all, just by just having that license with the experience. So I'm like, cool. So now I'm like, oh, okay, they ain't gonna trip on the driver's license and all that. So I applied for it. They turned me down because of the driver's license. Everything else in order. Got everything else right. But just not that now. So I'm like, oh, man. Sad, down and out. My homie at work like, God got a plan for you. Just chill out, get your license, keep going to school, you know what I'm saying? Take your city of Chicago license, you know what I'm saying? I took that, I failed the first time. So now the upcoming time coming around soon, y'all finna go take that. By the grace of God, I've been studying it. I know God gonna bless me to pay it. But back in the case, y'all, God did give me my 80,000 a year though, God. He did. God is good, y'all, because I started in a couple of weeks, y'all, making 80,000 a year now. And still ain't graduate college, and I'm still pushing. I'm still in college as we speak to get my bachelor's in project management. And I'll be graduating the year ahead with my associates, y'all, already. So God is good, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm pushing towards everything that I said I straight out to be, y'all. Not just to be a better man, a better friend, a better husband out here. But first I got to lean towards on God and let him guide me the right way and stop leaning on Catino. But I do want people to know out here, it can be done. No matter what we think or no matter what nobody tell us. We can do anything we put our minds to. And we need to get back to love with one another. We need to get our families back. We need to stop making families and letting broken homes, y'all. We need to stop that. Please, I beg our black community and our black men, deal with our mental issues that we're dealing with in the black community. Speak out about it, everybody, because we know we need help. We need guidance. Anybody, don't be afraid to ask for help, because I used to be afraid to ask for help. Now look, I ain't afraid to ask for nothing. You might think I'm dumb. I'm asking for anything. If I don't know it, clarify, because I need to know. And I will be back again, talking about my life some more and what God is doing for me as I continue to battle my PTSD issue.